Hi everyone! In this video, I'm gonna discuss the absolute value and the integers. So our learning objectives, after going through this lesson, you are expected to represent the absolute value on a number line as the distance of a number from 0 and perform fundamental operations on integers. Okay, but for this video, I would just discuss the addition and subtraction of integers. The multiplication and division will be on the next video. Okay, so before anything else, let's have first an illustration or a real life situation where we can see the importance of absolute value. Here is the situation. Miss Montefalcon, Francis' math teacher, gave an assignment about distance. The class will cite some application that will illustrate distance. Francis decided to sketch the distance from their house to the school since he walks to school every day. Ayan. So, gumamit siya ng number line. Ang tawag natin dito ay number line. At yung mga numbers na makikita natin dito ay, of course, the integers. 0 and then the positive whole numbers and the negative whole numbers. So, yung bawat hakbang, ito yung scale natin, 1 unit is equivalent to 100 meters. For this example, of course. Okay? So, the first one, let's find the distance from Francis' house to the school. So, what is the distance? Okay, so since 4 units from 0, from the house to the school, yung distance, so that is 400 meters. Okay, kasi nga yung 1 unit is equivalent to 100 meters. Next, how about the distance from the school to their house? Magkakaroon kaya ng difference? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is still 4 units yung layo, diba? Or yung distance from school to house. Of course, the distance ay is still 400 meters, diba? So, kahit naman papuntang school, or pabalik ng bahay, parehas pa din yung distance noon. It doesn't mean na porket pabalik ay magiging negative na. Diba? So, still positive pa rin yung distance. Next, how about the distance from their house to the church? Let's see. So, how many units? That will be 4, which is equivalent to 400 meters. Okay. And lastly, how about the distance from the church to their house? How many units? Is still 4, which is equivalent to 400 meters. Okay? So, anong napansin nyo dito? Meaning, ang distance, laging positive numbers, diba? Kahit papunta, pabalik, okay? From house to school, school to house, positive pa rin yung lalabas na measurement ng distance. Now, another illustration. Illustrate a sea with the following. A crab 5 feet below sea level, a cliff 3 feet above the sea level, and a flying bird 4 feet above sea level. Use a vertical number line to help you out in the illustration. So, ito yung ginamit kong illustration. Ito yung vertical number line, ayan. Itong nasa left side. And then, magdodraw tayo dito or kumuha tayo ng mga pictures. Ayan. Ito yung sea level. Ayan. Na nasa 0. Diba? Sea level. And then, we also have the crab, which is 5 feet below the sea level. Ayan. And then, the cliff or a cliff 3 feet above sea level, and a flying bird 4 feet above sea level. Yan. So, yan yung illustration natin dito sa situation. Now, let's answer the following questions using this illustration. Number 1, what number might be a good representation for the sea level? Ano kaya? Of course, 0. Diba? Ayan. Makikita natin dito using the number line, 0. Next one, how far is the cliff from the sea level? Or let's say yung top nung cliff from the sea level. That is 3 feet. Okay? And then, number 3 or third question, how far is the bird from the sea level? So, here is the bird and then here is the sea level. It is 4 feet. Number 4, how far is the crab from the sea level? That is 5 feet. Number 5, what is the distance between the cliff and the crab? So what we just need to do here is to add 3 feet to 5 feet, diba? So that will be 8 feet. And then last question, what is the distance between the bird and the crab? 5 feet plus 4 feet equals 9 feet. Yeah. So I hope nakita natin yung importance and of course the concept of distance. Now, let's define absolute value. The absolute value of a number is the distance on the number line between the number and 0 without any regard to its direction. So meaning whether it is to the left or to the right or positive or negative. When we talk of distance, it is always positive. Okay? So wala tayong distance na negative. Lagi siyang positive. Thus, the absolute value of any number is non-negative number. Kaya ito yung importance ng absolute value when it comes to distance. Okay? Kasi kahit saang direction tayo magpunta, okay, whether to the right or to the left or positive or negative, basta distance yung ating pinag-uusapan, may absolute value, magiging positive palagi yung sagot or yung distance. Now, let's have an illustrative example. Represent absolute value negative 5 plus absolute value of 3 on the number line. So, using the number line, ayan siya. Okay, from 0 to negative 5. And then, plus absolute value of 3. Okay. So, since naka-absolute value, ayan, since negative 5 is 5 units from 0, and 3 is 3 units from 0, therefore, absolute value of negative 5 plus absolute value of 3 is just equal to 5 plus 3. Of course, which is equal to 8. Okay? Kasi nga, absolute value. Okay? We are pertaining to the distance. Okay? Which is always a positive number. Next illustrative example. What is the value of negative absolute value of negative 5? Paano naman kapag mayroong negative sign before the absolute value? What are we going to do? So, when a negative sign appears before the absolute sign or absolute value sign, this will mean you are taking the inverse of opposite of the absolute value, thus leading to a negative number. Since absolute value of negative 5 is positive 5, pero dahil meron tayong negative sign before the absolute sign, then negative absolute value of negative 5 is equal to negative 5. The absolute value and addition and subtraction of integers. Now, we will add and subtract integers. So, using this this illustration, okay, yung white diamonds will represent positive integers and then the gray diamonds will represent negative integers. Dito sa ating magiging mga examples. Okay, let's start with the adding same sign integers. Parehas ng sign Ibig sabihin, parehas positive or parehas negative. Let's start. Ayan. So, since again, pag white diamonds represent the positive integers, okay? And then the gray ones represent the negative. Okay. So, kapag sinulat natin ito in numerical form, this will be, diba? So, positive 3 plus positive 2, of course, equals 5. Okay? So, madali pa naman to. Kapag same sign, just add the numbers and then copy the common sign. So, since sila ay parehas namang positive, of course, the answer is still a positive number. Next, how about pag same na negative? So, this will be negative 3 plus negative 2. Just add the numbers. 3 plus 2 is 5 and then copy their common sign. Ano ba yung sign nila parehas? Negative. So, the answer is negative 5. So, kapag ginamit natin itong mga illustration na to, itong diamonds, pagsasamahin lang natin sila. Same pa rin yung answer. So, to summarize, how to add integers with same sign? Add the numbers and copy the common sign. Okay? Okay. So, another example, 3 plus 2. Using the number line. Okay? So, ayan. 3, of course, magsisimula tayo palagi sa 0 sa origin. Positive 3, diba? So, kaya papunta siya sa kanan kasi nandito yung mga positive numbers. Plus positive 2. So, since nag-end tayo dito sa 3, dun tayo magsisimula mag-add ng 2 units to the right. Bakit to the right? Kasi positive yung 2. Ayan. So, the answer is, of course, 5. Diba? Kapag binilang natin from 0 to positive 5, of course, the distance is 5. Okay. Next, how about negative 3 plus negative 2? Again, we'll start at 0. Ayan. But for this time, to the left na tayo kasi nga negative yung ating integer. Okay, negative 3. Plus negative 2. Okay, so mag-start pa rin tayo sa negative 3. And then, ayan, mag-a-add tayo. To the left pa rin. To the left kasi nga negative yung ating integer. So, using the number line, the answer is negative 5. Negative 3 plus negative 2 is equal to negative 5. Don't forget, when we add the numbers with or integers with same sign, okay, just add the numbers and then copy the common sign. Ayan. Now, let's practice. So, for the first one, gamit muna tayo ng illustration. So, using the diamonds, it is negative 5 plus negative 3. Okay? Again, add the numbers. Since same sign tayo, add the numbers. 5 plus 3 is 8. And then copy their common sign, which is negative. So, the answer for this is negative 8. How about negative 6 plus negative 9? Add the numbers. 6 plus 9 is 15. And then copy the common sign, which is negative. Negative 15. And then, 10 plus 5. Of course, napakadali naman ito. Same sign, just add. Then the sum is 15. Positive 15. Okay, let's observe. Ayan. Anong mapapansin nyo dito sa ating illustration? Same yung number, diba? Pero magkaiba ng sign. Katulad nito sa una natin, yung 1, positive 1 plus negative 1. Diba? Ang answer dyan ay 0. Okay? 1 plus negative 1 is equal to 0. Ganun din dito sa second illustration natin. This will be 2 plus negative 2 is equal to 0. Ang tawag natin dito ay 0 pairs. Okay? Adding a number to its additive inverse or opposite will always result to 0. Kahit gumamit pa tayo ng larger numbers, okay, halimbawa ay 100 plus negative 100, the answer is still 0. Okay? Let's proceed to adding integers with different signs. Okay, magkaiba naman yung sign. First off, we have 3 or positive 3 plus negative 5. Okay? So, using this, again, the diamonds, this illustration, what we do is we subtract the numbers. Okay? So, using the illustration, tanggalin natin yung mas maliit na number, yung smaller number, which is 3 for this given. Since tatlo yung tinanggal natin at positive, dito rin sa negative, okay, magtatanggal din tayo ng tatlo. At kung ano yung natira, since ito ay negative at dalawa, so the final answer is negative 2. Okay? In a sense, we just subtract the two numbers. Subtract 3 from 5, which is 2, and then copy the sign of the larger number. Kaya negative 2. Another. Ayan. Negative 3 plus 5. Tanggalin yung smaller number. Kung ilan yung smaller number, i-lessen din natin doon sa larger number. Ayan. Then the final answer will be positive 2. So to summarize, how to add integers with different signs, subtract the numbers, and then copy the sign of the larger number. Lagi yan. Okay? Kapag nag-a-add tayo ng integers with different signs, yun lang yung ating rules. Okay? Subtract the numbers and copy the sign of the larger number. Another. Using the number line. Okay? So, negative 3 plus 5. So, dun muna tayo sa negative 3. So, that will be 0 to negative 3. Ayan. But, since iba na yung sign, plus 5, so, hindi na tayo to the left. To the right na tayo, diba? Kasi nga positive. So, from negative 3, ayan, diba? Papunta sa kanan, bibilangin natin yung units. Okay? Using the number line para mas maintindihan yung concept na to. So, ilan yung units from negative 3 to 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Diba? Ayan. 5 units kasi nga plus 5. So, kung saan tayo nag-end, yun yung final answer natin. And for this example, it is positive 2. Next, 3 plus negative 5. Ayan. So, 0 to positive 3. Since negative 5, to the left ulit tayo. Okay, magbibilang tayo ng 5 to the left from 3, positive 3. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kung saan nag-end, yun yung ating final answer. And that is negative 2. Let's practice. So, this is negative 6 plus positive 4. Okay. The answer is negative 2. Subtract the numbers. 6 minus 4 is 2. And then, copy the sign of the larger number, which is negative 6. Kaya, negative 2. Next, how about negative 5 plus 9? What is the answer? That is positive 4. Because 9 minus 5 is 4. And then, copy the sign of the larger number, which is positive. Kaya, positive 4 ang sagot. Last, negative 11 plus positive 5. The answer is negative 6. Let's now proceed to subtracting integers. So, remember when we subtract integers, we use the keep, change rule. Ano bang ibig sabihin niya? We keep the sign of the minuend or yung first number natin and then change the subtraction to addition and then change the sign of the subtrahend, yung second number natin. Okay? So, for this, yung 3 minus 5, magiging 3 plus negative 5. Okay? Then, we will now proceed to the addition of integers. So, 3 plus negative 5 is equal to negative 2. Okay. Let's have illustrative examples. 6 minus 10. So, using the KCC rule or the keep change rule, keep the sign of the minuend, change the subtraction to addition, and then change the sign of the subtrahend. So, kung ito ay positive, magiging negative. And then now, we will proceed to the rules of adding integers. So, 6 plus negative 10, dahil sila ay magkaiba ng sign, different signs, magsasubtract tayo ng numbers, diba? So, 10 minus 6 will be 4, and then, copy the sign of the larger number. For this one is the negative 10. So, the answer is negative 4. Next, negative 7 minus negative 10. So, using KCC rule, ayan siya. Diba? Then, proceed to add rules of adding integers. The answer for this is positive 3. Next, negative 7 minus 10. Again, gamitin natin ang KCC rule. Ayan. Magiging negative 7 plus negative 10. The answer is negative 17. Now, let's practice. For number 1, 10 minus 8. So, ito ang dali naman ito, diba? Since mas nauna naman yung larger number, walang problema. We just subtract 8 from 10. Then, the answer is positive 2. Kapag kayo ay nasanay na sa subtraction of integers, and of course, with the adding integers, madali na lang ito. So, kailangan nyo lang mag-practice ng mag-practice. For number 2, 1 minus 9. What is the answer? Gamitin natin yung KCC rule. Ayan. Then, the answer is negative 8. Number 3, 4 minus 9. Negative 5. Negative 9 minus 5. What is the answer? Negative 14. Okay, so dito, dinirect ko na ha. And then, last number, negative 9 minus negative 5. The answer is negative 4. Okay, so that's all for this video. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned a lot.